Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, 40. Good evening, Viv.
Good evening, 4G. Good evening, Bronze.
Are we all doing silly voices now?
Yeah,
Okay.
we are.
All right. It is Thursday, the 2nd of April, 2026. Storm Teacup, episode 58. I was trying to think of some kind of significance for the number 58, but couldn't find anything at all. So that's all it is. That's what I have to say on that one.
Yeah, see, you can't expect an ex-thespian to not put on different voices when I say I'm going to do different. Good evening, gentlemen. It's funny because I was thinking about it, that I wasn't thinking about different ways of saying good evening, gentlemen. That's why I enjoyed being an actor. I like playing around. I've often thought I'd love to be a voice in a computer game, be a little dwarf or some crazy just background character, because I kind of like, and I think anyone that does acting or anything like that, it's about being a child again, being a bit silly, being a bit, and I like. Yeah, I like putting on a bit of a voice, and I've always liked that. I've always liked it.
Good for you. Why don't you look into acting jobs like I don't know.
Because I had my go at it. Because I suppose because I had my. Oh, sorry, I interrupted you. What did you say at the end there, mate?
Extras or something, like just being an extra, or
Well, it's because I had my go at it, and honestly, so I said, I mean, I was going to say I don't want to blow my trumpet, but actually I love blowing my trumpet on this bit. I mean, I worked with the Royal Shakespeare Company. I did the West End. I did theatre places up and down London. But trying to get into actual acting, I did my best paid work was a Cadbury's advert, and actually it's quite a famous. It was a Christmas advert where by the end of the advert, loads of trucks come together and they build up a calendar. That's the image of it I remember. I think it was Cadbury's Christmas 2000 and probably. No, I have no idea, actually. 14, 15, something like that. But yeah, going for trying to be extras. I went up for different, and you end up spending so much money going for auditions, and you don't get called back. And this was all the time when I was having my mental breakdown anyway, and needed mental health anyway. And I don't think being an actor was. Well, being an actor was great, but the actual finding work as an actor it's not great. It's very soul. You never find out, like, if you go for a job interview, you'll at least find out why you're not good for the job. If you go for an acting job, you do your audition, they say, yeah, we'll call you back, and you don't get a call back, but no one ever says why you didn't get the call back. It's very, it brings you down a lot, actually.
Yeah, I can well imagine that.
I've done hospital radio. I was also on Surrey Hills radio DJ. I enjoyed that, actually. That's just talking. I suppose that's it. I just like talking.
Yeah, good for you.
I would say, I mean, it's I get the whole thing about wanting to expand your I don't know what you'd call it, your voice repertoire.
Yeah.
But kind of change in the beginning. I mean, that's kind of like that's sort of like a kind of what's the word now? A trademark, if you like. It's like,
yes, I suppose.
If you imagine sort of Jim Kirk in Star Trek going, "Space, the final frontier."
True.
Changing it every week. It kind of it kind of lose it.
I'd like to say thank you, because I'd never seen myself as James T. Kirk, but yeah, I'll go with that one.
Has anyone seen James T. Kirk, age 95? He looks bloody amazing.
Really? That was a bizarre track. I like that one.
He looks a bit like a Tribble these days. He's kind of sort of fat and round.
He does, but he looks all right for 95. Picture of him. There's a picture of him smoking a big fat Cuban cigar and on the beach.
What's his name again?
William Shatner.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up.
I did see. I did watch a. I came across a documentary recently about. It was. I think it was called The Captains, and it was about him. And going and meeting up with the captains of, like we had you had Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart, and you had the guy from Deep Space Nine, and you had what was her name, Kate Mulgrew from Voyager, and going and meeting all of them and just sort of chatting with them. It's a real Trekkie thing, and yeah, I mean he's certainly for his age he looks all right, but he's certainly not the Kirk of when he was captain of the Enterprise, that's for sure.
I've just looked that picture up, and you would not believe he was in his 90s. Well, you wouldn't believe he was in his 80s, would you?
Oh no, amazing, isn't it?
No. Yeah.
Is that another adrenochrome man? Is it?
Oh, I hope not. No, I reckon he's just, he's lived a good life. He's still smoking cigars. There you go. Sorry, Bronze.
See, that's the conspiracy theorist in me. I see all these rich and famous people, and they don't seem to grow old. And I've been down too many rabbit holes.
I'm sorry, Fordy. They do seem to grow old.
Yes, yeah. I mean, look at Madonna. I mean, Madonna looks like a.
Oh man.
Well, what is she now? Is she in her 70s now? 60s or 70s. And she's got some 29-year-old boyfriend. Apparently, it's like what the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell? I mean, really? It's
these people are not role models, are they? Let's be honest.
No.
They're presented as role models. Come on.
Have you seen Sharon Osbourne's daughter?
Oh my God. Yeah. She's almost unrecognizable.
So yeah, that's almost someone that needs help. It's actually quite worrying.
She looks anorexic now. She looks really seriously anorexic.
She was a nice big plump lady for a while.
She was a girl, a plump girl. But now she's just, I don't know. She's lost a ton of weight. I don't know if she's had some cosmetic surgery, quite possibly, because her mum looks like a bloody alien now as well. She's had all this work done on her face. So yeah, it's like Frankenstein family, that one now. Now Ozzy's gone. They've all just fallen to.
Yeah. I mean,
well, and that's what I heard her say.
Oh my God!
Are you just looking at it now?
What was the only God for?
Oh, that's terrible. Kelly Osbourne.
Yeah.
I know, it's unreal, isn't it?
That's what I mean, and it's like it's a cry for help. There's something very wrong there. And she did say that it was since her dad died, and so obviously and I'm not trying to slag her off in any way, but she does look very ill, and I suppose having an icon dad like that, us mere mortals can only guess at what that's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think her mum was the most balanced of people either. She was fully invested in that lifestyle, wasn't she? So,
but weirdly enough, it seems that Ozzy was a kind of moderating figure, even though he was mentor as well. But no,
he was always really down to earth, wasn't he? I mean, he was a bit crazy, but he was always very down to earth, Ozzy.
Yeah, he's a brummy. Right?
Yeah.
Them brummies are right down to earth, Oh dear, she does look anorexic. It's awful. It's absolutely awful, actually. Put some weight on, lady. Come on, get some fish and chips flown over to America land.
And then changing it to a rather stunning young lady, might I add. I just got Katie Hopkins' books through her signed books. So.
Really? Oh wow!
As a dyslexic, believe it or not, I've bought a set of books, but it's because I've bought a set just because I love the woman and I think she's great. So if you ever want to read the set of Katie Hopkins books, I've got a set for you.
Yeah, right. I'll be up. Borrow those off you sometime, definitely.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, I will do. Yeah. I'll pass them over.
I can't say I can't say I'm lacking in books. That's the one thing. I've just put a bookshelf up, and pardon me, damn it,
Damn it!
Oh.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Has it fallen down yet, Viv? Has it fallen down yet?
no, it's all
Oh, good.
right. It's
No, I
all
thought it
right.
might
Where
be
have
But
you found? Where have you found space for another bookcase?
where all the boxes are in the hall, all them boxes.
Oh, nice!
All
Right.
Yeah, yeah, because the cookery book for a start in the kitchen. I thought, nah, I got to move these. And so I ordered a bookshelf. Yeah, fine. It arrives. Postman goes, it's bloody heavy, this, mate, moaning. I said, all right, well, yeah, well, it's your job, isn't it? And, just,
Well, it's your job, mate. Carry
Viv
on.
is about to find out he's not going to be getting as much post as he normally does.
yeah, right. It's not getting a Christmas tip. Because, yeah, it's heavy. You carried it from the van to my flat. Yes, it is heavy. But you try and put this bastard up. Honestly, I was there for over 2 hours. I was fiddling around. The screws didn't work. So I thought, all right, hammer them in then. I just hammered the screws in. It took ages. I was drenched in sweat. I had to take my clothes off. I was naked, well, in underpants, and covered in sweat, struggling with this thing. The shitty little screwdriver wasn't working. I had to root around, find a screwdriver. I got it up though. It's all right. Whoops, pardon me, Vicar. But yeah, I got it up, and it's all right. And I want more bookshelves now.
Okay, yeah. So Viv, just as a summary, a naked, sweaty Viv managed to get it up.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
correct. Yes, with a lot of effort.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what's so DIY is not your forte then.
Well, it would be all right if they'd given enough space to actually screw the screws in. I'd be all right. But I was screwing them in, and I've got a callus on my hand, and I think I permanently damaged myself, and I'm still recovering. I had to have a shower, and
You've probably got
just
just one cross point screwdriver and one flathead screwdriver, haven't you?
no, I'm all right for screwdrivers. I got a big old pack from B&M, so I'm all right with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a nice old Phillips. I got a Phillips screwdriver.
Were you just trying to screw them straight into the wall?
No, assembly.
Or did you drill the holes first and then put in some raw plugs?
Drill. No, I just assembled it, as they said. A onto B and B.
I'm talking about actually fixing it to the wall rather than just assembling it.
I just shoved some cardboard underneath. Yeah, I didn't fix it to the wall. No.
Oh, right. Okay, right.
Just to stabilize it, and the books will stabilize. It'll be all right unless it falls on me,
Oh, I see. So it's not one you actually fix to a wall. It's one that stands on its own. It's a stand on.
It's a big old one. It's 6 shelves. If it falls on me and I die of hypothermia or something in the night, you know what's happened, or dehydration or something. I'm trapped under there.
You suffocate under a mountain of books. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's up. I want more. I need more bookshelves now. It's my new obsession.
Dare I say there would be an element of poetry in such a fatal
yes, it would, wouldn't it?
Yes,
it would.
Poetic symmetry. But so now, when every week when we do Viv's bookshelf, it's going to have to be Viv's bookshelves.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to get some creaking sounds when we do it.
Yeah. Creaking and rustling and muffled cries. Help me! Somebody, bloody help me! But yeah, it's looking all right now because I'm sick of those boxes. God, it's like that student's flat or an old dosser's kind of hoarder's flat.
I think it was needed.
I think it's needed. It is needed.
I'm going to guess it's probably given you a little bit more space in the corridor walking up and down it.
It has given it a little bit, but not quite enough. So that's why I need more bookshelves, and I will get more bookshelves next month. But I'm reminded of a story my friend Paul, who lives in Norwich, tells me, as apparently an old boy, and I may have told this before, it's an amazing story. He lived completely on his own, some old git, miles from anywhere, lived in a bungalow. His main thing was reading books. Books were lining everything, everywhere. He had an outside toilet, and along the corridor to the outside toilet, to the outside door, were piles of books. He goes out, middle of the night, just to have a leak, and the books collapse behind him. It's the middle of winter. He can't get back in. He's found frozen to death. I mean, that is murder by books, isn't it? Basically, the books murdered him.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Sure there is a proper word for that. A conspiracy of the written word or something.
Yeah.
Conspiracy.
Yeah.
Conspiracy. It's a literal conspiracy.
Bibliocide? Would it be called bibliocide?
Bibliocide. That's it. Yeah, it's a bibliocide.
Yeah. Oh, how have we been anyway?
All right. Yeah. There was something I just wanted to bring up. I thought it might have a few things to talk to say about it. Artemis 2, which has been in the news. We all know about that, don't we?
Yeah. I don't know. Carry on though. Go on.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say it's launched. This rocket has launched to the moon, sent some astronauts to the moon. Don't think they're going to land on it. Just going to go around it and come back. It was launched yesterday, which is actually 1st of April, April Fool's Day, New Year's Day, whatever you want to call it, Passover, and a full moon. And of course, I mean, I'm sure we've talked about this before. It raised the question: have we actually been to the moon? I mean, was the Apollo 11 moon landing faked? You know, that old chestnut. Is space fake and gay? Is it not? Whatever, you know.
Yeah, I'd say it's fake.
Yeah.
The fact that it was April Fool's, I found very interesting. The fact that it was a full moon, I found very interesting. I happened to have someone over here. I wouldn't have, funnily enough, I wouldn't have known it was going on yesterday had not someone come over. Well, it doesn't matter why. Yeah, and I said, he said, if you put the thingy on there, they're doing the Artemis thing. So I put it on. And I believe it's Artemis 4 that they're going to land on the moon. And I think, am I right in saying that's next month or something? But it's building up to that. And yesterday's was them launching and going around the moon. I still get lost in watching it and seeing when they go into orbit and seeing things float past that shouldn't float past, and bubbles go past and that shouldn't have bubbles. And I'm such a conspiracy theorist. I've been talking about this for so many years, like you two. I just sat there and the guy that was watching it, you might be listening, and I know you enjoyed it, buddy, and it was cool, but I just was watching it and going, I can't enjoy this because I don't know. It makes me angry not knowing what's going on.
Yeah. Have you seen the film director who directed 2001: A Space Odyssey and various other films, Eyes Open Shut?
Yeah, Kubrick.
Yeah, Kubrick.
Have you seen Stanley Kubrick's last interview when he says that he was hired to produce the special effects and the filming for the moon landing?
I have seen an interview. I have seen an interview which purports to be Stanley Kubrick. I don't know if it's the one you mean, but it's the one where it's in really poor light. And hard.
That's the one.
That's a bit suspect to me.
Yeah.
Why is the lighting so poor?
Yeah, I was going to say anyone that's looked into the sort of space conspiracy has definitely come up with Kubrick's name. It's a very prominent part of the fakery. Did you ever watch that film that me and Bron said about the Don't Look Up? I think it was called. That was about it it was a comedy about the fakery of the moon landing.
No,
Is
that
that-
was Fly Me to the Moon.
Sorry, well done. Yeah, Fly Me to the Moon. That one.
No, I'd like to see that.
You'll have to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you'll have to watch it. Yeah.
It's just reminded me of something actually.
Mm. Yeah, it's a good film. It's an enjoyable film, regardless of all the kind of connotations of it. It's kind of like a comedy. It's quite good, but it touches on a lot of salient points with regard to the whole moon, the conspiracy about whether it's faked or not. But there's also a very sorry. Yeah, go on, Viv.
No, yeah, it was me, and I was going to say. Oh, was it Viv? Sorry, go on.
No, it's not me, mate. No.
I was going to say that, isn't it interesting? Like, I pull back on these conspiracies and I go, oh, right, so yesterday we had this thing going up to the moon. We've got the Strait of Hormuz. We've got in our own country with our government and Starmer and the craziness that's going on in our government. It pulls me right back to, I hate to be that one, but it pulls me back to the Q files, and it's just like, oh my God, it's all, you know, what is all this linking up? We've got Starlink. We know that Elon Musk is involved with Trump, and we know there's things going on that none of us understand. Was that launch something to do with the war, or is it got nothing to do with going to the moon? Why is it happening right now when you would think, when we're in the middle of a war and they're saying it could be the start of Third World War and it's the most craziest position to be in, this would be the last time you would be doing let's launch a rocket to the moon and show the world that we're still number one. Everything is fucking crazy to me.
Well, I love the idea of, I really do love the idea of this, of everything being connected, and it's all part of the plan. It's a really, not just entertaining, but it's a very comforting sort of whole concept, that don't worry, it's all this madness, it's all being done for a reason, but I can never really fully commit to it because it's just too crazy. It's too outlandish at the end of the day. And I'd love it to be true, but I don't really know. But yeah, I mean, that is quite a good point. Sending astronauts up to the moon when there's so much madness going on here on the planet, on the surface. So yeah, I mean, I don't know.
To be verging on World War III, and yet to be sending a rocket, I sat back and I thought that just makes no sense to me at all. That's not the time you launch a rocket.
Yeah, obviously somebody feels confident enough that that's fine to do that right now.
Or that, yeah, true, yeah,
Don't worry, it's not going to go. It's not as bad as it's looking. We're still able to do this with confidence. But I mean, I just think it's crazy that you go back to the Apollo 11 mission. And all of the questions surrounding that, how we all have these phones now, and there's far more powerful computing technology in our phones than they had on the spacecraft to that mission. Much more. I mean, the computer apparently on the Apollo 11 spacecraft, the computing power was measured in kilobytes.
That's right. Yeah,
and we have long since gone into the realms of gigabytes on our personal devices and our computers. And how they why has it taken so long? I remember as a kid used to watch Space 1999. Do you remember that with Martin Landau? Moon Base Alpha. Having a base on the moon. You kind of think that's when they landed on the moon in 1969. The next step was like establish a base there. It just seemed like the common sense thing to do, and then nothing at all.
But I don't think people are aware that nothing has happened since. Am I right in saying it was 1971 was the last time they went to the moon?
1972, I think.
72, right?
Was the last time they? I don't think they actually landed on the moon. They last time they sent astronauts to the moon. I think they went round it, and that was strangely enough Apollo 17.
How interesting.
Yeah. But how they somehow lost all the, they claim they lost the technology of
to be able that, to do it,
to do it again, which is just nonsense, absolute nonsense. Then there's all the scientific thing about the Van Allen belt. How did they manage to get and radiation belt.
Mm.
And and how Nixon spoke to them on a landline on the phone from the Oval Office when they landed, and the several clips of Buzz Aldrin saying we didn't go there, it didn't happen. It's all very just like, whoa, something really weird about this, something really weird going on here.
A couple of points. First of all, I don't see this as optimistic. I see this as deeply pessimistic. What the message it's giving is that Earth is not good enough. Maybe we've messed up Earth. Earth is a bit shit. Let's find somewhere else to go to. Well, you're not going to go anywhere else. Earth is the only planet of choice. It's the only planet. We have to face up to the problems we've got here rather than poncing around in outer space when we haven't even fixed hardly any of the problems here. In fact, it seems to be getting worse. And I'm reminded of Gil Scott-Heron, the old political soul singer, talking about Whitey on the moon. And, well, what is this about going out to the moon? What is this about going out off the planet? What are you saying about this planet? The planet's shit, is it? It's not good enough to be sorted out.
Well, as a possible response to that, I would say that it could be. Some people would say that expanding outwards may be the answer to some of our problems, but also it's just an extension of we used to live in our countries. We had explorers who would go and get in ships and cross the ocean, not knowing where they were going, out into the unknown, and they were discovering new lands. And in a way, it's kind of the same kind of thing,
Yeah, it is.
Just expanding out, like we did when we just lived in our own nations and we expanded out from there across the surface of the planet. It's the same thing,
Is there hidden agenda here to find Earth minerals, to establish rights on the Earth for the United States, perhaps, or whatever nation has done this, to claim the moon, to say it's ours now?
Let me pull you back a bit though. Back to the fact that we hadn't been back to the moon since 1972. Then recently, it's been all about going to Mars and starting a place on Mars. And then yesterday, we're testing if we can go back to the moon. And the reason I bring you back to that is because Magellan didn't find America and then go, oh, hang on, we need to go. We can't go any further and find Australia. We'll have to just go back and try and find France again. Do you get me? It's like you'd already swam to the moon. Then you said to us that you'd forgotten how to go to the moon. Then you tell us that you're going to go and colonize Mars, and then you want us to revel in you going back to the moon. It fucking makes no sense.
Well, wasn't the whole Mars thing? Wasn't that the Elon Musk thing? Well, whereas this was NASA, wasn't it? This moon thing was a NASA spacecraft.
So we're saying that some random individual knows how to get to Mars, but NASA, the guys that have been doing it since the 60s, can't. Do you know what I mean? Every argument makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It doesn't make any sense to me either. So I agree with you.
Are either of you two aware of Matt Gates's interview recently where he says there's alien hybrid breeding programs running in America?
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. He said that someone from the army, someone in a military uniform, briefed him that there are human alien hybrids being created. That they are breeding humans with aliens to create these hybrids. It's all a bit crazy.
It's almost like the slow disclosure has just had a real pick-me-up, It
has been ramping up recently, the whole alien thing, hasn't it? There have been, how was it the US government created or took control of the aliens.gov website domain name? So something's happening there. But sorry, just getting back to the whole moon thing, with regards to it possibly being faked originally. I wouldn't say necessarily, even if that was faked, I wouldn't say necessarily that we haven't actually been there It's just that maybe we have been there, it just hasn't been reported. If the Apollo 11 was fake, and if it was fake, let's not forget about Russia and China, who also have space programs. If surely they would have called it out. If it was faked, they would have known that it was faked, or they would have been able to work it out, and they would have called it out.
Unless
there's some reason why they didn't,
because they ran their own fake space program.
Yeah, I mean, I think Russia might have they put people on the moon? I think they might have done. I'm not sure about Russia, but I think China might have done.
Don't know, but maybe those were faked as well. Hey, this is getting ultra conspiratorial.
Yeah.
It is, and there's a part of that I don't like, in as much as I'm the chief conspiratorial person, but the idea that Putin would stay quiet about it, the leader of America would stay quiet about it, Xi Jinping would all of these leaders that hate each other would stay quiet about the lie. I understand the deep state, and I'm the one that talks about that, but there's a part of the space lie that I don't really get, how they've kept everyone quiet, if it is as... And I do truly believe there's a massive lie there somewhere. I don't know what the lie is, but
I mean, Trump has said he has good relationships with both Xi and Putin, hasn't he? You know, it's not like they all hate each other.
But I suppose, I mean, like since 72 onwards, pre-Trump time, how is it that they've all managed to pretend that we've been to the moon if they were all secretly hating each other? You know, it's kind of a weird one.
Because maybe
it wasn't faked. Maybe they actually did go to the moon. You know, this is all sort of up in the air, really. We don't have the answers, do we? We're just speculating here.
No. That's sheer conspiracy.
But I still find it really hard to believe that they did, because I mean, another little fact was the head of NASA in the 60s was Werner von Braun, the ex-Nazi rocket guy, the V2 guy. Operation Paperclip. They brought him in. He started working on their space program, and he actually said, because Kennedy said in whenever it was the early 60s, by the end of this decade, we will put a man on the moon. So he basically sort of drew a line, you know, and said that you got to do this. And I believe that Werner von Braun was quoted as saying in the early 60s, "There's no way that we can send a rocket out of the atmosphere. There's no way we can do it because it's just too heavy. It's just all of the components required and the amount of fuel required to get it out of the atmosphere. It's just the laws of physics won't allow it because it's just too much weight." And then magically, sometime in the mid-60s, that all changed somehow or other.
Braun made a quote, and which I've never been able to find, and if only I'd saved it. And he said that that after national wars will come terrorism in order to control people, and after terrorism will become aliens. So,
who was that? Sorry,
Werner von Braun, the Nazi rocket scientist.
Yeah. Well, I mean it's kind of playing out, isn't it? It is kind of playing out. We've been living with terrorism for the last how many decades, in one way or another.
Yeah.
And I've got to bring the obvious one into it, that it brings into question religion. We either believe that a God put us on this planet and that there's a firmament around the world, and that we can't get out of it until we die and go one way or the other, or we say, well, it's a bigger story than that, and we can get out of the firmament. There is no firmament, and we can go out there, and there are planets, and there is a universe out there. I know that if you're a God believer, that could still be, but within the Christian boundaries, there's firmaments, there's waters, and in fact, he says, or their book says, that we're surrounded by water, not a vacuum of space. So, fundamentally, I think that's why the lie is so big and so covered up, because it surely, brings the fundamentals of religion into question.
Well, the whole
yeah,
the whole firmament thing, it kind of fits in with the flat Earth, doesn't it? The whole belief in flat Earth, because that's
Yes, yeah, and it's. Am I right in saying it's more of a Greek? It comes from the Greeks anyway.
yeah,
well, it's mentioned in the
and
Bible.
ancient maps, and all that. Yeah.
Well, the firmament is apparently meant to be, if you imagine like a snow globe, you know.
Yes.
So you've got the flat Earth on the bottom, and the firmament is meant to be the ceiling, the globe which surrounds it across the top, like a dome, and that the firmament is mentioned in the Bible, and actually Werner von Braun on his gravestone apparently has a Bible verse. It's not the verse is not quoted. It's just the whatever it is. I can't remember what the exact verse is. And when you go and look it up, it is talking about the firmament.
Yeah, yeah. There's a few mentions of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's and it's just why it makes it even more interesting to me, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I like to get even the engineer or the physics of that we're a planet in a vacuum of space, and I'd love someone to explain to me why our atmosphere isn't sucked into that vacuum, because if you have a vacuum, it wants to absorb something. It's a vacuum, it needs something in it. So if you had a planet with a bubble of air around it, I'm afraid the air wouldn't stay around our planet unless we had a firmament glass dome around us. And then you go, and there's a lot of the Earth before the 60s, before we went to the moon. There's a lot of sci-fi films where they're in water when they're in space. There's some crazy other ideas about it all.
The idea is the idea, I think, is that gravity holds everything into place. That's the solution that we're given anyway.
Yeah,
Yes,
that is the reason.
yes.
But that doesn't make sense either when you really think about it, because gravity holds the atmosphere. This tiny speck, this ball that this supposedly this planet is in the vastness of space, this huge vacuum. So the power of that vacuum would surely outweigh the gravity created by the mass of this tiny little speck in space, to my thinking. And the gravity is strong enough to not only keep the atmosphere on the surface, but also the vastness of the oceans, which cover the majority of the Earth's surface. And we all know how heavy water is. So the power of gravity to hold those onto the surface. Why doesn't our bodies are absolutely really frail in comparison. Gravity, you'd think if it was strong enough to do that, it would just crush us.
Yeah.
Add into that we're a spinning ball. When you spin, you add centrifugal force into it, which throws everything outwards. So the gravity now has to be even stronger because it has to beat centrifugal force.
What we need is that bloke, what's his name, Brian, who's saying things can only get better, who's now a TV scientist.
Yes,
we need him on, Brian Cockhead.
Brian Cockhead.
Yeah, Brian Cockhead, Cockbrain. We need him on the show. We need him on our little podcast to explain this to us.
I'll tell you what, him and Neil deGrasse Tyson. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Dynamic duo.
We'll invite them on, eh?
Yeah. Put it straight. Straight on honest.
I've always thought Neil's quite an intelligent man, isn't he?
Well, I used to think, but no, I mean, yeah, they don't.
He knows how to make a word salad. Like when if you actually sit and listen to various lines that he says, it's all dark matter. It's words that don't really have any meaning to anything, but he knows how to spin them together that you go, oh wow, he must be clever because I don't understand a word he said. Well, but actually, it's not that.
Well, it's got to the point now where nobody really knows anymore what the nature of space or reality, because it's all just gone so far into the theoretical that nobody can prove anything. You can't do an experiment to prove anything anymore because it's gone way beyond that.
Exactly.
And so they just have they just had these models which they used to justify their how things are. The way the how they want to explain things, or the reason things like this is because of, and they come out with all these things like dark matter, wormholes, string theory, or whatever it might be, the latest theory to come out, and none of it is provable. It's all just pure speculation. It's all just plucked out of the air, really. So nobody can justify. Nobody can prove whether it's right or wrong, because it's not. Nobody can do that at all.
Yeah, because once you get into quantum physics, it all goes really weird and theoretical and science fiction.
Yeah, exactly. They
I was
can't
going to
prove
say, if
anymore.
you look into string theory, like I've said, there was a time when I was so lost, I thought, do you know what, I'm going to look into string theory and try and work it out. When you actually, again, seriously have a look into string theory and try and work it out, and you realize it's actually nonsensical. They keep on saying that there's mathematical equations that prove it. You only have to have a little basic understanding of maths to, when you look at it, it doesn't actually make any sense. It's nonsensical.
Oh yeah, it's nonsensical for the Newtonian world that we live in, the 3D world, dimensional world, which the Newtonian laws of physics work perfectly in that world, in our world. But when you get down to the physics of the really, really small stuff, the atomic and the subatomic, Newtonian physics, the laws of Newtonian physics don't work anymore. They don't apply, and so because it is nonsensical, because it doesn't make sense. The whole thing about the particle wave duality. How a particle can, how a subatomic a particle can sometimes, when you observe it in one way, it looks like a particle. When you observe it in another way, it looks like a wave.
Yeah.
And so they can't decide. So what is it? Is it one or the other? Well, it's actually neither and both. It's like Schrodinger's cat. It's that whole thing,
And you've pretty much explained string theory anyway. That's how simple it is, really.
Yeah. It's all down to how you observe it. It's your observation of it which characterizes what it is. That's a really interesting thing. Which kind of then, sorry, Viv. Which then basically goes on to I lost my words now. That we create things. The act of us observing something actually create it. It doesn't exist until we observe it. That's really interesting.
The observer effect.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I'd like to say that this 20th into 21st century obsession with modelling has been so damaging. I mean, that's what brought the COVID experiment into being, was modelling. A certain gentleman called Neil Ferguson was it, out of Imperial College, who's been useless for modelling in his whole career, but still has a job, said there were going to be so many deaths, said there was going to be this, said there was going to be that, all based on a huge number crunching computer in Imperial. But really what we got was something that's pretty much like flu. And flu disappeared. Hang on. In 2021. Oh, okay.
Well, also, now you've gone on to that subject, the whole computer program they used to create those models that Neil Ferguson came up with was looked at, and it was the programming of it was so bad. It was so badly programmed. It was deemed worthless, because no matter, you could put in the same values into the program time after time, and it would always come up with a different value. Even if you repeated the same input, exactly the same, it was written so badly, it would just come up with different values every time.
That's right. And can you believe an entire government of dimwits led by the fat clown Boris Johnson based an entire one of the most outrageous things that's ever been done to a population, and they based it on theory.
Well, we can believe it because we lived through it. We had to put up with it.
I know.
And then that guy Ferguson got done for breaking lockdown.
Yeah.
The lockdown, the rules of which were based upon his models.
Yep.
And the irony that because he was seeing some woman called Miss Stats.
Oh, I didn't know her name.
Do you
Yeah,
remember that? Yeah, during when everyone was
I
supposed to be locking
remember.
down, he was
Yeah, he
breaking
was
lockdown by seeing this woman.
he was
Who I believe,
snogging a bird.
yeah, and her name was Miss Stats. So this guy, who all
Oh,
the rules had been created by this guy's statistics, was caught breaking lockdown because he was seeing someone called Miss Stats. You couldn't make it up.
See, some coincidences are not coincidences, guys.
Uh,
Like even
nah,
that sounds too mental, mate. That sounds too
yeah,
mental.
yeah,
There's just too
What
many
is
of them,
the?
isn't there? There's just too many of them.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's almost as if it's a deep state message to the rest of the deep state. Or obviously don't believe this because it's misstats. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Ah,
Unbelievable.
the European Commission has urged people to work from home, drive and fly less, and for EU countries to urgently roll out renewables as it warned of a prolonged energy crisis as a result of the conflict in the Gulf. In a
Yep.
speech with early echoes of the days of the coronavirus panic, EU energy chief Dan Jorgensen said Europe was facing a very serious situation with no end in sight. That's a report from Politico website. There we go.
Well, yeah, you go. It's locked down by another excuse. Except this time it's the energy crisis rather than the COVID crisis.
Yep.
They really badly want to lock us down, don't they? They really, really do.
They really want to do this. They really want to do this. Jorgensen urged fellow member countries to follow the advice of the International Energy Agency, which he said included work from home where possible, reduce highway speed limits by 10 kilometers an hour, encourage public transport, alternate private car access, increase car sharing, and adopt efficient driving practices. Yeah.
It's nonsense, isn't it? It's absolute
Yeah.
nonsense. Nobody can do that.
Yeah, but that's what they want.
And we have our dear leader, Starmer, really kind of openly now taking us back into the EU. He's not even bothering to hide it now.
That's right.
Now that he's completely trashed our relationship with the USA, now he's taken us back to the EU. He's got to go one way or the other, really, and he's put his cards on the table, and he's decided to go with Europe, which is a really bad move.
Yep.
Because it's like Europe is just on a is on a suicidal downward spiral, and he just seems to desperately want to chain us to that sinking ship.
Yeah, he does.
So and we can't expect any help from the USA anytime soon because he's completely trashed that relationship.
And I'm gonna bring up what the DEFCON 0 guys on Badlands were talking about with the whole Q thing, saying that at the moment Trump isn't at war with Iran. He's at a war with the British government because they're the ones that actually control all the oil going through there, and they do it mainly through the insurance companies, and that's all run through now I've forgotten who it is. Lloyd's of London.
Lloyd's of London. Yeah,
Lloyd's of London. Yeah,
these are reinsurance companies. Yeah, they're reinsurance. Reinsurance is insuring insurers.
So that means that Starmer is he may not be showing it, but he must be absolutely shitting it, or the leader or whoever's leading us at the moment is shitting it, because they know that their tap of oil is just about to be turned off, or has just been turned off, and Trump literally said, if you want to come and get the oil, come and get it. We've only got two ships. There's all these reasons why we can't do it as well, and so I had my first, I've had a couple of moments like it where I'm like, yeah, I'm a Q man, and yeah, Q's going to do this. And then I go, oh shit, I live in England. Q's helping freaking America. And I don't know what that means to me here in England. And we were talking about prepping last week. And this week I was thinking, oh, God, yeah, it's getting closer to that moment for us. It's going to be absolute civil war on the streets.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to be put through the ringer, unfortunately, and that's just the way it is. If we really see the the light at the end of the tunnel, if we really believe in that's what is happening, then we've just got to kind of swallow it and say, look, this, we are unfortunate enough to be where we are. And whatever's unfolding is unfolding, and we're gonna be part of we're gonna have to take some of the damage for it to get to the better times. It's just what it is, unfortunately.
Well said.
One curious thing though is like the USA is energy independent now. They have their own oil. Like Trump says, we don't need the Straits of Hormuz. We've got all our own. We're energy independent. But fuel prices are going up in the USA as well. Gas prices are going up over there as well. If they're completely separate from this, then why is that happening?
Price gouging by the huge capitalist companies.
I would have thought Trump wouldn't have allowed that to happen, though, because that's not a good look for him, is it?
No, but can he do that anymore? I mean, I know that America, if you look at the history of America, there was a problem in America, in the United States, with what they called I've forgotten it now. But it was the late 19th century. The corporations had grown too big, and so they cut them down. I'm not sounding very good now because I can't remember this.
I shouldn't worry. I always sound like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm terrible as well. There's so much, isn't there? But are the corporations too big now?
Yes, some of them are. Absolutely they are. Yeah.
Well, so we're talking the banking system, as it were. So the Federal Reserve, he doesn't, maybe the leader of America doesn't have that much control on the price of gas because of the manipulation by the banks. And look at, I think I said to you about silver this week. At the beginning of the week, it went all the way nearly back up to £60 an ounce. Now I see it's really back down to £54 or whatever it was now. None of that makes sense.
Well, I remember back in Trump's first term that he really screwed down the prices of gasoline in the USA. He really got it down low. True. So he had some kind of leverage to do it then. And I'm kind of wondering if he does, doesn't he have that now? And if he doesn't, why not? What's going on? And I would say especially needs it now because he needs to get the public on his side for the midterms. Maybe that will happen. He's talking about as far as the US involvement in Iran goes, they're pretty much done now. They don't need Strait of Hormuz. They've taken out all of their military and offensive capabilities. So it might settle down. I don't know. But I don't think it's going to settle down for us. It'll settle down for them maybe, but for us, I don't think so. I think it's going to be a bumpy ride as yet.
Well,
very much so. Yeah, very much so.
As I keep on saying, let's just get drilling. Let's get the oil out of the North Sea.
Well, yeah, but try and convince this bunch of idiots in charge of this country, that's another thing, isn't it? There's still no plans to do that.
Aim high, vote low. That's my little saying now. Aim high, vote low.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I mean, I'm kind of hoping one way or another they'll be forced to scrap this net zero nonsense and say, right, because it will just cripple the country. It's not just about us individually. It's about the country as a whole and the business and its well-being as a nation. And it's going to destroy the nation financially, economically, whatever. It's gonna really, really hurt us. So they're gonna have to do something.
And that's also why we need the right person in there in 2029, because there is billions and billions of pounds to be picked up from all the green agendas and the bullshit agendas and the tax on carbon footprints and stuff that let's pretend that Rupert Lowe did get in. He would have a great foundation of money to make sure that he didn't look terrible picking up the pieces of a broken country. He would have several billion to be able to put into different places. And I know I make it sound really simple, but I do genuinely think that there's lots and lots of money that's been put in different pots that a good person, someone that's actually wants the right for the country, can get out of those pots and put back into our pot.
There is so much money being wasted. Unbelievable amounts of money being wasted in so many areas. And if we did have someone with their head screwed on and who had the balls to do it, could recoup so much and put it to good use. Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe I should go and vote in May. Do you think I should do that?
I think that would be a marvellous. I think that would be lovely.
If
you got someone worth voting for, Viv.
Well, 4G was saying about his polling card, which came through. And tell him, 4G.
Yeah, I was happy that I got my polling card through at last yesterday. So I opened it up and I thought, oh yeah, cool, I can vote in May. So I thought, oh, quickly I'll have a look at who's available, and then I made a quick joint because I was not feeling too good. It was just a Conservative, Labour, Greens, Liberal Democrats, or the ones that I will be voting for, which was the Residents Association, but no real change, no real parties that I could get behind. But I'd still say it's better to vote because of why I say I think the more people that vote, the less votes they can steal for their own win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to see any great change just yet, but I probably won't bother voting because there won't be anybody worth voting for. But I did see that Restore Rupert Lowe was kind of laying out his plan, and he said what they're going to do instead of trying to put out all of these candidates sort of across the nation who are unvetted, untested, he's going to focus solely on his area of Great Yarmouth and put all of his eggs in that basket, and then try and get that in the bag to start with, and then sort of build it from there. So we're not going to see any Restore candidates for a while, I don't think. Certainly not in these elections. No. Yeah. Certainly not in these elections. And of course, we all know how dodgy Reform are. So even if they're on the ballot, I probably won't vote for them. So yeah, I'm probably not going to.
Yeah, I was saying to Vivs that I was so behind Nigel Farage. I've got his signature. I was telling everyone to vote for him, and I've changed so dramatically that I was saying I don't know if I've changed or if he's changed, but whoever it is, one of us has really changed our views because I was fully behind him and now I'm fully against him.
He's Restore are going out for the Muslim vote as well.
No, Reform. You mean Reform?
Oh, sorry, Reform. God, yeah.
Yeah, they're all at it. They're all at it. It's like, what's wrong with these stupid people?
My new party is going to be called Regurgitate.
Oh, you got my vote.
Cheers.
Regurgitate UK.
Yeah. But honestly,
better out than in. Better out than in.
Yeah, better out than in. Yes, I love it. Yeah, we get. Oh. Yeah. God,
right, how do we register a party, gentlemen?
You can do that. Yeah, you need a bit of money, but not really that much. It can be done. Regurgitate. Vote Regurgitate.
Yeah. I reckon we get a couple of 100 votes.
Yeah, we go down well with the recycling crowd anyway.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Regurgitate everything. Yeah.
You know it makes sense. Intestinal sense.
Yeah.
Oh, God almighty.
Yeah. God help us all, eh? God help us all.
Yeah. So what's going on with these kids in Clapham? What are they doing? This is social media driven, isn't it? They're running into they're just running into places. And
it's all been organised on social media. It's a big mess, bunch of youths just storming down the streets, and I don't know what they're doing. Whole load of
looting,
and looting as well.
Apparently not so much looting.
Oh,
The people in Clapham were saying that they're more interested in going into food shops and nicking the food.
Right.
It's not really trainers anymore. It's very odd. So they're going into chicken shops and McDonald's. 60 people crammed into a chicken shop, nicking bits of chicken. What the hell? I mean, it seems kind of so hopeless, really. Is this it? Is this your ambition to nick a bit of chicken? Which only costs four quid anyway for a couple of manky rat legs and whatever they are.
They're welcome to it, really. It's like, good luck with that, you know. But I can kind of see the response from this as being more proposed curbs on the internet.
Yeah.
We must clamp down on this. We must, digital ID to stop this happening.
Yeah.
Root out this anarchy. It's all social. It's all driven by social media. We've got to stop it.
More cameras.
Yeah. So that's kind of the. So I don't know. Maybe it was a. Who knows? It's conspiratorial again. Maybe this was a prearranged thing. You know.
How can we ever tell now?
Why were there hardly any white faces in the crowds? I know people don't like to say it, but there was a predominant group of people involved in that, and I'd like to know why that was the way it was as well.
Maybe just on those certain groups, certain internet social media groups. I mean, it like I said, it might be the oh God, my brain. Problem, reaction, solution. This may have been deliberately created to create a problem, to strengthen the push for digital ID and clamp down on the internet.
I think that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yep. And we don't know who's behind this. It may be some Ute, some kind of disaffected Ute who are just pushing this, but. Well, it could happen, but then again, it does fit into the agenda, doesn't it?
Don't forget, like they can have police around to your door just for putting a like on a tweet, and we know that from Lucy Conway. She just wrote something, and that's enough. Well, and we also know that during what they said were riots, that they crushed down the people that were trying to get people involved by stopping the information going out on the networks. So why did this one slip through their fingers? I don't think it's a disillusioned youth. It has to be a false flag set up, because like I think I've said this before, us three, we couldn't organise to bring down Parliament tomorrow. We'd be arrested before we even attempted to do it. So why can they do it?
Yeah, I think there's probably some well organised network behind this. I would say disaffected Utes are too disaffected to organise something like this. I would say.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah. I mean, we know that by now that counter demonstrations from the so-called left, the easily led left, should we call them, including Antifa and environmental groups, are led by very powerful forces, including George Soros's Open Society, including a lot of groups that we don't know anything really about. There's a whole nexus of these groups that are influencing public disorder. So, sure.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yes, there's a whole kind of network of these groups going on that probably most people are not even aware of, going on behind the scenes. That this is all going on. Probably a lot of them are NGOs as well, using that as covers to do all this sort of stuff.
Like I say, Soros's Open Society Foundation. There's plenty of them. I mean, even myself, who I read UK Column, I read a lot of stuff, and there are shadowy groups. And when you look into them, when you dive into them, you think, oh, I see, these are actually globalist groups. This isn't local people wanting to protesting about the lack of allotments or bus shelters.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. You've got to stop the funding. Which is sort of, you know, touching on the waste, where a lot of the money is just going down these black holes where nobody really knows where it's going,
That's right.
which has got to be stopped.
Cut the funding.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, identify it first of all, I guess, and then stop it. But that's not going to happen unless we do get someone like Rupert Lowe in. It's just not going to happen.
Well,
Not with this sorry shower of shit we got at the moment.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Not holding out much hope at the moment.
No,
I think it may be possible that that Starmer and the Labour Party would go to the country after the May elections. They would go for 97 for next year. It's possible. It's possible they may do this.
Why? Why would they do that?
Because they're going to be wiped out in the next election.
So if they're going to be wiped out, then why would they do that if they're knowing they're going to be wiped out?
To get another party in.
Okay, so another wing of the bird, as it were.
Yeah.
Another cheek of the arse.
Reform, maybe.
Who would that be? Greens? I mean, well, maybe Reform.
Greens. Ooh. Yeah. I got to leaf it through the door from the Greens. Sounds lovely. Yeah, sounds absolutely lovely. Lovely looking people. Just mean the best for the neighbourhood. They want to fill in the potholes and so many good things they're doing. Yeah,
it's rainbows and lollipops and unicorns, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're pushing. Well, the point is that they're really pushing it. They feel they're with a chance, and perhaps they are, because that gap tooth.
I don't think they are nationally. I don't think they are.
No, but the gap tooth whisperer breast whisperer thinks he's going to do it.
Yeah. Of course he does. Yeah, but he's a lunatic.
Yeah, but lunatics are dangerous.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we do need an election, no doubt. I mean, even if it is to replace what we got with reform, which isn't the answer, but may give us some respite, a bit of breathing space at least. I don't know.
Yeah.
Until Rupert Lowe can. If Rupert Lowe doesn't lose the thread that he's putting out at the moment, which seems very, very promising if he gets anywhere, if he does actually gain momentum, and which like you just said, Viv, seems very far off at the moment. But who knows? It's like it's such a crazy world. Anything crazy can happen now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when the Labour Party were founded in the mid 19th century, it did take them about over 60 years to actually get into power. Then again, you look at other political parties like Macron in France. It took him 5 years to get into power. So it's open. We don't know. We just don't know. I mean, 19th century didn't have the communications that we have. The almost instantaneous communication systems that are now embedded within society. It was basically people riding on horses saying, "Oh, have you heard about the Labour Party?" And people say, "Oh, yeah, that sounds right." And eventually, they got in of Ramsay MacDonald, I think it was, in 26, something around there.
Well, I mean, it is remarkable how quickly Reform have risen since their inception. I mean, they were kind of building on what had gone before, weren't they? It's like the Brexit Party, I mean, Farage has gone from UKIP to the Brexit Party to Reform. So, and he's kind of sort of built momentum along the way with all of that, I'd say. So, he has carried some of that with him, I would suggest.
Yeah.
But actually, Reform have only been around for, I don't know, however long it is. I don't know, just a number of years, not too long. So yes.
No, it's not been long.
No. Well, I see. Trump is. There are reports that he's thinking of sacking Pam Bondi now and Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, I think Bondi's been sacked already.
Oh, really? Is she gone? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
yeah, they're all changed. And also, did you hear that crazy story about Kristi Noem's husband?
No.
No.
Kristi Noem, you know, she was the head of Homeland Security, I think it was DHS, and
Yeah.
she got sacked whenever it was 2-3 weeks ago. And now this story's come out about her husband and how he's been in the news because of he's really into this kind of fetish thing about not just dressing up as women as a woman, but putting on these huge fake boobs and sort of chatting with these other fetishists on whatever it is, Instagram or something. It's really crazy, and that's all hit the news now. It's just really weird. It's really weird, and which probably explains why she was sacked actually, because they saw it coming. They thought, okay, got to head this one off.
What's wrong with these people? What's wrong with these people? What's wrong with these people?
I do not know. It's really weird. I don't understand it. I do not understand it.
I mean, you want to dress as a woman, then rehearse for a panto. You know.
Yeah, Widow Twanky or whatever.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But no, it was particularly had this thing about putting on these huge fake boobs. I don't know. I didn't. I couldn't be asked to read the whole of the story, but it was just very strange, really strange. So yeah.
Nothing is not strange anymore.
No, exactly.
I'd see, and it's just reminded me that we've had another wrong un from the BBC outed, and it sounds like he's just well, I was going to say he's got to be one of the worst because he was sacked straight away. So I'm talking about Scott Mills from the BBC Radio in the UK, but I grew up with him on another radio. I can't remember what he used. What was it called? Radio. Anyway, he's been on radio for years and years and years. Yep, sounds like he's been doing things with small boys. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the BBC once again. I mean, they knew there was an investigation into him apparently, but they still
in 2019 was it?
Yeah, but they didn't act. But they didn't act. It's only when they found out it was a underage kids involved that they immediately sacked him. But still, it's inexcusable from them, and it's just par for the course as well.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me at all. The BBC is a nest of paedophiles. We know that.
It is.
We know that they're paedophile protectors.
They are, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they are. One thing as well. I know you always, 4D, you always bedoying that word out whenever it comes up. But I'm not sure you need to do that, because I was watching other YouTube channels and that word is mentioned all over the place.
Do you know what? It's funny. What's his name? There's on the Lotus Eaters. They have a breakfast show. Breakfast with Bao, is it?
I don't know.
Whatever. And I noticed they had said the word quite a few times. It's almost as if the rules have changed. I don't really understand, if I'm honest. I've only been blanking it out because I know it comes up in the YouTube user thing. You're not allowed to say that word. I don't. I mean,
really?
Yeah, it is actually on there. So I don't know.
Well, I was watching the Dan Wootton coverage of that story this week. And he's obviously on YouTube, and every other word was the paedophile word.
I noticed him saying it as well. You're right.
Just all over the shop. I mean, it's like if this word is banned, they're not doing anything about it because all of these people are saying it now.
Well, to be fair, you've just pointed out two people that are saying it, so I suppose from that point of view, again, we're all for freedom of speech and we don't like doing it anyway, but I would say that is our get out of jail free card, that if other people are doing it, then clearly it's okay to do, then surely. Well, I don't know. No, you can't say that actually. That's the Lemmings idea, isn't it?
Well, but still, why is it one rule for them and another rule for us if they are going to do that? I mean, you don't actually know if they will do that, if they will, what they'll do, they'll probably just take it down like they did when we were talking about what was it?
New stuff.
Mine tins, tin mines.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that. It was the Maureen, my fox died, wasn't it? When we mentioned that.
Oh, was it that one? Yes.
Yeah.
Ah,
But I mean, all you could do, you could try it. And if I take it down, I know it's a pain in the ass, but just then go back and sort of mute those words and put it back up. Obviously, that wouldn't happen on Rumble anyway. It'd still be up on Rumble. Rumble will be okay about it. It's just YouTube.
Yeah, do you know
But,
what? I'll do a deep dive. I'll have a look this weekend and see what the see if anything's changed. See what the actual rules are. I'll have a look into it. Yeah.
I will just say
Yeah.
that on True Social, Polly was she commented. She was quite upset that Viv was in full flow last week, and then he suddenly got censored.
Oh yeah, but that was different. He did go off on one.
I know, yeah, I did get
yeah.
back to her and explain it, and she was fine. She understood, but I think she just loves Viv so much. She just loves hearing him going in full flow. And she's
And
a bit
Who's this
disappointed.
lady? Who's
Polly,
this
you know
lady?
Polly.
Yeah,
You know Polly.
Polly.
Ollie.
Polly Grass.
Oh, yes, yeah, of course.
Who's this lady?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you've just gone down in her estimation now, Viv.
Oh, no. I know a lot of Pollys, but that is one special Polly. Yeah, I know who you mean. Yeah.
Don't worry, I can blank all of that out.
Yeah, I know who you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, of course. On she was on Twitter, I think. Was she on Twitter? She was definitely on True Social. Yeah.
For
She's a
comic
regular
value,
listener.
I actually made it longer than you did actually talk. I added a bit of comic value into it, as if you were going off on one for longer. But
yeah, that's all right. Oh, hello, Polly. You're right, mate. You're right.
Yeah, she's a regular
and
listener.
actually, talking about people listening to us, someone made a comment. Oh, they made quite a few comments on last week's, but I just wanted to point out that we were talking about prepping for the modern world, and one of the girls had put on there about a wind-up radio, and I thought, oh, that was a good idea, actually, a wind-up radio. That's a good idea for the modern.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Hey, listen, we're getting to the end. We haven't even, or Bronze hasn't asked his question, and we've got a new comedian to do. What?
Oh, go on, yeah.
So is it time for Viv's bookshelf? Viv, what have you been reading?
I've been putting up a bookshelf, and I've gone through the intricacies, and it hurt me badly to put up the bookshelf. Just go to your local shop, your local bookshelf shop, and get it ready made, and say, look, I'll give you a tenner. I'll give you 10 rats to just deliver it round. Okay, ready made, all made up, because I lost a lot of. I probably lost a few years putting that shelf up.
So there you go. That was a very literal, very actual Viv's bookshelf this week.
Yeah, we go.
Yeah. And I suppose you would have actually read the instructions for the bookshelf, so it was something you.
Oh, don't know.
Oh, 4D. I did read the instructions. Unfortunately, the instructions looked like they were translated from the Chinese by a person who didn't really understand English very well.
By AI. I mean, AI did it.
Probably now. Yeah.
So you are betraying the brotherhood of man by reading instructions, Viv. You do understand that.
True.
Do you think I should?
Men just don't do that. It's an unwritten rule. You got to understand that.
I know. That was the mistake I made. I was on the kitchen floor, drenched in sweat, just screwing this thing into the other thing labeled A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Thing. Whoa. I hope they've labeled this all right. Have they really? But it's up. It's up and running. All my cookbooks are on there.
Good.
It's all good. Haven't been reading much. Been trying to write, but writing's been a problem this week as well. I've had plenty of time. I took time off, and I got feck all actually done, because I've got these ideas. I don't know how to progress them. Anyway, if anyone's listening, how do I progress this story? An unknown nation has fired a new psychedelic drug over the British Isles. Everyone on this island, on the stone raft, is tripping out their heads and on really strong acid type things, and they just don't know what the hell's going on. They can barely speak. So how do I progress that? I think that's quite a good idea, isn't it? No?
Watch the Batman film.
Yeah.
Film with Scarecrow. It's all about him dropping a psychedelic drug on the.
Has someone done this?
Batman Begins, isn't it? Yeah. It's Batman Begins, I think. But that's
great.
Someone's done it, have they?
Before stumbling into this quandary, did you not have a slight idea of where you wanted it to go? Or did you just...
I have, yeah, because I thought that the ending of the story would reveal that the British government have done this to its own people, and they're telling us, Orwellian style, that it's Oceania or one of the other. Iran has done this or something,
Well, two kind of weak and feeble ideas spring to mind. You may have, this might be a tried and tested and route. People who are not quite so susceptible to the effects of the drugs, or you could have some very experienced hippies who have done so much hallucinogenics in their time that they can deal with it and they can still operate. And they form some kind of resistance.
Yeah, I like that second one. Yeah.
I like the second one.
You kind of what did I have in my head then? The young ones. You got like the kind of the young ones in their flat, and they're all like they're not affected by it because they use that every day, sort of thing. Yeah.
That actually does happen with acid. You build up resistance to LSD very quickly.
Yeah.
And
actually, a great twist would be that the ones that were actually out of their tree, these hippie bunch, once the psychedelics were dropped on everyone else and they were all tripping out, they became really boring and really basic because maybe it overloads them, and they're sat there going, wow, this is
squares.
That would be brilliant, and they become very conservative.
Yeah, there you go. It writes itself.
All right, let's go.
They start a women's institute type movement, which actually fights back.
They
fights back against the oligarchy.
Nissy groups.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. And that brings me to your second question, and very neatly with the mention of the young ones, I would like to nominate Mr. Rik Mayall as the comedian of the week.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
Rik Mayall,
Has anyone seen his film? That one left or something? That last film before he was murdered. Died.
Yeah. No. What was it
I
called?
haven't seen the last one.
Yeah. He made this very funny film, and then he strangely died.
It was like a quad bike accident or something, wasn't it? He supposedly had.
I've seen the very spooky interview he does where he says he's smoking a cigarette and he says, "Be careful. Just stop watching TV. They're trying to control you." Is that what he says in that one?
Yeah, I think that was on set. It was on set somewhere in between filming, and he was just doing this little thing to the camera. And he was just basically saying, "TV, it's not what you think. But, don't believe it," or something like that. Yeah, that's kind of that's a bit crazy, that clip.
It's called One by One, a conspiracy thriller.
Right. Okay. Well, Rik Mayall, I've got to say, the first time that I ever came across Rik Mayall, it wasn't the young ones. I think that's where he really kind of rose to prominence amongst most people, which was at the time really, really good. The young ones. I think everyone of a certain age was into the young ones.
Oh, yeah.
It really was the kind of the emergence of that new type of comedy, wasn't it? Where comedy started changing, and it was really good. It was very groundbreaking. It was very funny. It was kind of a bit surreal, and he played a character in that. But before that, he did a little spot on, I think it was a comedy program called Kick Up the 80s, where he did this character called Kevin Turvey.
Oh,
You remember Kevin Turvey?
yeah.
And he was like this brummy, and he would just be sitting in the chair, and he'd be really hyper, and he'd be like doing a kind of a rant to camera, you know, and almost kind of paranoid in a way, you know, and really typical kind of Rik Mayall, over the top and intense. But he was really funny doing that.
Yeah, I remember Kevin Turvey. Yeah, I remember that.
He used to wear an anorak and
now.
a shirt buttoned right up to the top, you know, without, you know, when it was kind of like a real nerdy kind of look.
Yeah,
it seems to be quite fashionable these days, but
almost forgotten. Yeah, almost forgotten. Yeah,
don't think I've ever heard of that one actually. So yeah,
Kevin Turvey. Yeah, look him up.
Yeah,
he's funny. And he did The Young Ones, and then of course, Comic Strip Presents. That was a really good little series as well. He was involved in.
Yeah,
with that whole same crew. They did a lot of kind of satires, which were really quite good. And Bottom, of course, with Adrian Edmondson.
Yeah, that was mental. That was.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad. I was going to say I'm kind of glad you've left it to the end, because I think there's so much I could say, like all of us could say about Rik Mayall actually, that well, unfortunately because of the time, but we'll have to save most of it for next week. But yeah, Bottom, a great series. Yeah.
I never really got into that one, to be quite honest with you. Everyone used to say it was really good, but I just never quite got into it for some reason or other.
It was really over the top.
Yeah, it's just real slapstick, wasn't it? Yeah. Really, really serious slapstick.
And what's his name? Mr. Bastard or whatever it was, as
Rik Edmondson. Oh no, sorry, Aid Edmondson, was it? No.
No, wasn't that Rik Mayall that played Mr. Bastard in?
Maybe it was. Yeah.
Wasn't that one of the Comic Strip Presents?
It was the one, you know, how to win friends and how to make friends and influence people. That was that. I can't remember what the program was called. He was that really rich guy. Oh, I can't remember what he was called. I'll have to look that up.
Alan Bastard. Alan Bastard.
Alan Bastard.
The New Statesman.
Yes.
He played the conservative, the real really slimy conservative politician.
That's it.
Had no sense of morals whatsoever. He just screwed over everybody and
the 6 short films, comic strip. That's right.
Yeah. Flashheart. I loved him as Flashheart in Blackadder.
Oh, Blackadder, yeah, of course.
Oh my God, yeah.
Is that a canoe in my pocket, or am I just pleased to see you?
Great character, yeah, absolutely.
Do you remember him in the American Werewolf in London?
No.
Yeah, he's in the pub. When the American backpackers go into the slaughtered lamb, and everyone goes quiet, and then he comes up to them and he starts telling them he said, stay off the moors, lads. And then
the old horror from the 80s, 70s, or whatever it was.
Yeah. In 81 or 82. Yeah, he's in the pub. And what's that great Yorkshire actor, bald fella? Brian Glover. He comes up to me and he goes, "That's enough." And he shuts him up as he's telling him about the werewolf legend. The two Americans, that is, 2 Yanks, yeah. They don't listen to him. They go off onto the moors.
Oh, silly people.
Yeah, well, they don't know about the werewolves on the Yorkshire moors, do they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great choice. He's one of those that you think that he would have been one of the first people we had up to talk about. He's so well known, but yeah, good.
Yeah.
That was that.
Yeah. Maybe we can get into that one a bit more next week when we've.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's a rich vein to mine.
Yeah, I think so,
definitely. Well, on that happy note, I think I'm going to say, and it's time to relieve my bowels. Not bowels. The other way, the other end. Well, anyway.
It's your bells, isn't it? Yes.
Well, it's your hose. It's your hose, isn't it? Your garden hose.
Before you go, you're not getting away that easy. You see, you think you can just sneak away like that without being subjected to some of my jokes?
Fair one. Yep.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, the Earth is 70% water, and it's not carbonated, so the Earth really is flat.
That ends that conversation of the flat Earth. Yeah.
Someone born in 33 was 45 in 78. That's got to be some kind of record.
Yeah, 45 records going around 45.
Yeah, that's for the older generation who remember vinyl records.
Yeah, that's for vinyl. 45 went round fast, 45 revolutions per minute. 33 went round at 33.5 revolutions per minute.
78s were really, really old. They went round really fast. Remember, you must remember 78s, Viv.
Oh yes, I do. Oh, I do. I love all that. You know what? I was listening to Arthur Askey the other day on a lovely old 78.
Where's me washboard? Where's me washboard?
Where's me washboard? Is that a piece of shit on your shoe? Oh no. Do you remember that in the Fast Show when they
No, I don't.
Yeah, they do that. Paul Whitehatter's doing that musical comedian who's basically based on on Arthur Askey, and his downfall comes when he says that line. Yeah.
Oh.
And the whole theatre goes quiet and he's disgraced.
Right, yeah, I remember the scenario. I don't remember exactly what he said.
Yeah, I caught you eating mutton on a lamb day.
Just really nonsensical things, aren't they?
Yeah. I caught you opening your birthday presents when it weren't your birthday.
You've memorised them all, Viv, haven't you?
I have. I particularly like that one. Yeah.
I recently checked out a book on anti-gravity, and do you know what? I cannot put that thing down.
Yeah. Gravity, eh? Well, getting some topical jokes tonight. We're kind of touching on things we've spoken about.
You notice I haven't added any jokes because, well,
yeah, that's normal.
It's fairly normal. I was good to start with, but then I used them all up, and you know.
Astronaut, what do you do when you see a spaceman? Park your car in it, man.
Hey.
Oh.
What is it called when a banana eats another banana?
No.
Cannibalism.
Cannibalism.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. And finally, a guy named Bart walks into a bar. He immediately gets shot and dies. Who killed him? The bartender.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see.
I'm so disappointed. I keep on pressing the space bar on my keyboard, but I'm still on Earth.
Yeah.
Hey.
Are you though?
Well, yeah. Well, that's not a joke.
It might just be a simulation.
I knew a bloke who said that we lived in a crater on the moon. This isn't a joke either. He really did believe that. And I said, well, how can we see the moon? And he said, oh, it's a mirror. You see, it's a mirror. Okay.
Yeah, was that we live in a convex bowl or something? Or concave bowl, not convex.
No,
concave.
it's basically the depressing notion that we're living on a crater on the moon. I don't know how we're supposed to do that or what, but how it happened.
I don't know. Maybe you need to ask him some more questions.
Oh,
well, maybe not. I don't know. Would that be a good idea?
It's a bad idea. He's gone now. He's disappeared.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. Oh well, that one's just that one's gone. You know, it's gone with him. Unfortunately, the answers to all those questions.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
shall never
I
know.
Yeah.
Like so many things.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Yeah.
So, what high hopes do we have for this week coming?
4 days off work, then back.
Oh yeah, it's Easter, isn't it? Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about Easter. Although I'm sure we
Oh,
spoke about Easter last year, didn't we? We probably went through
yeah,
that one last year.
we did. We talked about the new year being a bit different to what we imagine it's supposed to be. End of March, beginning of April, April the 1st, perhaps New Year. Yeah, we spoke about that. So
Also,
yesterday,
yeah. Sorry.
Mm.
Also, this one really crept up on me, caught me by surprise. The clocks went forward last Sunday. I
yeah,
didn't even know. I didn't even realise until the next day.
Yeah,
no.
I bet you noticed the next day when you were like, "Oh my god, I'm late up."
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
how
no,
I,
so I
that's
don't
how
really-
I realised.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I did
No, I
actually.
just noticed when one of my because we have all these devices which are connected now, which automatically they change, but then we have the
Yeah.
older clocks which don't. And then when I noticed that one was not matching up to the other, I was like, "What's going on here?" I was like, "Have the clock's really gone forward?" Bloody hell! So yeah, that was my my light bulb moment.
Yeah,
Um,
I know. Does it
So,
need
yeah.
to? Does it need to go forward? Really? Does anyone think that it actually needs to go forward?
Nah,
Can we just
I would rather
leave
keep-
it? Just leave
I would
it.
rather. Well, I know we've switched to what we were on Greenwich Mean Time. We've now gone 1 hour ahead, British summertime. I would actually like to keep it as it is now, rather than what it was. I'd rather stay 1 hour ahead of Greenwich Mean Time.
Yeah,
But that's just me. But no, I don't think we need to change. We need to settle on one and then just stick to it.
yeah,
It
But that
just
debate
makes up for the
will-
lie of the 12 months, if you ask me. It's something to do with that, probably.
yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah. We missed a month called. They got rid of a month called Sol between June and July, I believe. 13
Really?
months. Yeah, it's called Sol, S-O-L, which means
Well,
sun
it was.
in
Yeah, oh,
Latin.
right, okay. Because I think it was Billy who mentioned commented on either Rumble or YouTube that the July and August were added as July was named after Julius Caesar and August was named after Augustus.
Augustus, yeah.
So
Yeah. He's not wrong there. He's not wrong.
he's
I
not.
believe that.
He's not because that would explain why September to December follow the numerical, like Sept is 7, September,
Yeah.
October 8,
Yeah.
November 9. So it used to be 10, and those two were put in, made it to 12. But if there was a sol in between those two, I've never heard about it before, actually, to be honest with you. So,
Yeah. Billy's right about that. Yeah, because it got sort of chucked in because of the Romans. The Romans, what have they ever done for us?
splitters. Where does soul come from? Where did that come from? When was it taken out?
You're asking me difficult questions now. Come on, I just wanted to keep this.
Yeah, you can't do that at the end of it.
Oh,
Come
sorry.
on.
Okay, Viv. All right, Viv. What are you having for dinner tomorrow? Is that an easy question for you?
Baked beans on toast.
All right. That's all right. Okay, good. All right. The normal service has been resumed. Crisis has been averted.
And now I fancy baked beans on toast. That's terrible.
Love it, actually.
I do.
Sol is the 13th month in the international fixed calendar designed to fall between June and July. It consists of 28 days, making every month in the year equal. It is named Sol or Sun because it aligns with the summer solstice. But this says that the system was championed by George Eastman of Kodak for business efficiency. What? Really? What?
Really? Oh, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
So that would make. Sorry.
That would make
so
what I just said is 28 days.
Yeah, so each month would be a regular 28 days and it'd be 13 months. That kind of makes sense to me, to be honest with you.
It does make sense.
Would we need leap years and all of that stuff? I guess we'd need
it relieves all leap years. It relieves all of that. Yeah.
It isn't a leap year though, like a quarter day. So every 4 years they join up the quarters to make a day.
Basically, yeah, and that's why the 13 months gets rid of that, because it gets rid of that spare one on on the equation.
I don't know.
But we're getting into stuff here when we should be saying goodnight, aren't we? Really?
Yeah. Let's do that. Right?
Yeah, we are, aren't we? Yeah.
So, good night.
Yeah. Buenas noches, bon nuit, and all those things for good night.
Yes, thank you for listening, everybody. All three of you.
We had quite a few. We had an uptick last week, so that was quite nice. On
you did well on YouTube, yeah. I think you outnumbered the Rumble one this week, so that was good. Or was it last week?
Nice. We had a switch over.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, bless you all for listening.
Thank you to anyone that is listening to us. Thank you very much. Anyway, I hope we cheered you up.
Yep. Bless you all. Have a wonderful Easter.
Yes. Happy Easter. And, see you all next week.
You don't know?
No.
Viewers, you don't know who the cameraman is.
No.
You don't know why you're being made to see these things. Nor do I. You're seeing me. I can't even see you. I may be dead by the time you watch this. Very possibly are. You don't know who's the man who's making things he wants you to see. Destroy your television sets. Now. You must listen to no orders. That's all I can tell you for this point in humanity. Believe me. That's our potential.
I didn't really understand it.